What is the best way to use ChatGPT? It's to grow your business. And when you come from this perspective, you use ChatGPT as a tool to ship more work that ultimately helps add more growth to your business. What's good? It's Rob Cressy. And what I want to do is share with you the 5 ways to use ChatGPT that will help add business growth to your life. And this is based on my experience as an entrepreneur, master creator, and coach. And if leveraging AI and ChatGPT for business growth and productivity is something that is a priority for you, and you'd like to have an expert and champion in your corner, drop me a message, rob@robcressy.com, or on Instagram or LinkedIn @RobCressy. Would love to have a powerful conversation about how I can support you in that journey. So before we get to the 5 ways, I want to start with some foundational things that'll set you up for success. And number 1 is your mindset on leveraging ChatGPT. And there's 3 things. Number 1, talk to ChatGPT like an employee. When you do this, it completely changes your relationship because you will be clear with your instructions. You will give detailed information. And you'll be very specific on what you are looking for. Number 2, take what's in your head and get it out of your head. This is where ChatGPT is a master. So many people say, I don't know what to put into ChatGPT. The key, just take your stream of thought or consciousness, get it into ChatGPT, and start cooking from there. And then number 3, ask yourself, what am I not asking ChatGPT to do? Because there are millions of dollars at your ability to ask ChatGPT the right, better, or different questions. So the more you use your creativity and imagination, the more you'll be able to create growth from ChatGPT. And there are a few keys to helping you get the most out of ChatGPT. Number 1, identify the problems you are looking to solve. The more specific the problem, the better the output. And another thing that I love is focusing on your diamonds. The bigger the problem, the more benefit and growth it'll be for your business in your life. Number 2, know what ChatGPT is good at. So many people say, oh, the results are garbage, or I don't like what it gave me. All right, let's make sure to use this in a way where we leverage what it is great at. Number 3, use ChatGPT as your creative partner. You are the driver. Tell it what you want. And this sort of goes back to ChatGPT, talk to it like an employee. And then the last thing, the goal of strategy is to put you into action. Don't confuse playing ChatGPT with being productive. The goal is to ship the work. So don't think that you're doing work just because you're playing ChatGPT. Remember, our goal, strategy, is to get us into action faster. So here are the 5 best ways to use ChatGPT to grow your business. And I'm going to share my screen here. So for everybody watching, you'll see that. For anybody listening on audio, it'll still be good for you because I'm going to walk this step by step each way. And the 5 best ways are, and I'll give the summary and then we'll do individually. Number 1, ideation, having it help you to create ideas and to brainstorm. Number 2, how do I ... When you are looking to figure out how to do something, go to ChatGPT for that step-by-step instruction. Number 3, as a world-class editor. It is actually better as an editor than it is as a creator. But number 4, content creation. How you can use ChatGPT to help you build your brand and create more content. And then number 5 is actually everyday life. And I have found that the more that you use ChatGPT in everyday life, the more that you see possibilities, which can help open it up for business growth. So let's drill down on each one of these. And we're going to start with number 1, ideation. So ChatGPT is incredible to help you brainstorm. And I'm going to be showing all of the prompts or ways that I've done this in my own life. So here's a very simple example. I just took a phrase that I heard, a little 3 words, outwork my security. And I told ChatGPT, tell me how this is true from a high-level, world-class personal growth coach perspective. Because from where I sit, I say, wow, I really like the concept of outworking your security. Help me build out that world and understand more of what this means. So beyond comfort zones, proactive growth, resilient building, maximizing potential, dynamic adaptability. In seeing each of these, I can build out that world and say, maybe I want to do a podcast or a video about all of these topics or each one individually. A second example right here is a very simple one, and I just did this week. For my coaching, I have 4 levels, all based on the number of sessions per month, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Based on my brand, I want to create a name for each one. One word. Help me create this. So of course I could have sat there and thought about each of the levels, but I just gave it the context, boom, step by step by step, and it goes and gives me each of these things here. I said, you know what? I like Ignite and Elevate. The other 2 are missing for me. Can you create 10 other ideas for each of these? Boom. And I went and I grabbed those ideas. So from an ideation standpoint, ChatGPT is phenomenal. The next thing, number 2, is how do I? And I want to drill something into your head. Never for the rest of your life do you ever have to wonder, how do I do something? Because that's what ChatGPT and AI are for. They are your answer. So previously, for so many people, how do I ... is the thing that stops them. Oh, I've never done this before. I can't do this. With ChatGPT, now we have a creative assistant that can show you how to do anything. And here's a very simple example right here. And I give it some context. I'm a world-class coach. It helps others show up powerfully and be their best. Creating content is something I want to do, but I struggle with what to say, who to say it to, what to offer in a specific way. That way my content can help create conversations, and those conversations can turn into clients. I want you to help me create a content strategy that I can execute. Be world-class yet simple, as if I'm going to take what you give me and I fill it out. And this is actually me working with a client of mine, and they wanted to create a better strategy. And I wanted to show them how they could create a content strategy using ChatGPT. Because the key in all of this is it'll give us the outline for the content strategy. Hey, define your target audience, set clear goals, develop content pillars. Here's an example of 5 of them. Create your content calendar, engage with your audience, so on and so on. And this is step 1 of the iteration when we're doing the prompt engineering. This isn't the final output. This is just getting the party started. But remember, we started with create me a content strategy. Boom, here it is. The next key of this, and I'll yes and this, is, okay, let's start with my target audience. A lot of people fail when they wanted to create your entire content strategy in 2 seconds. It can do it, but the real masters at ChatGPT and AI, we know step 1, let's get the world-class best practices. Step 2, let's go individually, step by step in each one and drill down specifically for us. So I said, let's start with my target audience. It's a mix of business owners, high performers, people interested in self-mastery, leadership, and change management. That was for my client. So boom, they have that in there. And now we have a significantly more refined start to our content strategy. All right, moving on. Number 3, ChatGPT works great as a world-class editor. And for me, this is my favorite use case of them all, because I find that I'm a very conversational writer, and I know that what I say can sort of, it's in there and you can feel my heart and you can feel my message, but I would like to clean it up a little bit. In ChatGPT, it is world-class at this. So let me give you an example here. Okay, I'm sending this to an entrepreneur Facebook group of high performers. Does this work? Why or why not? Is the theme and narrative consistent and flow? So one of the things that's important is confirmation bias. ChatGPT will always say you're doing great if that's what you're looking for. I'm actually more interested in where I'm not great, where there is room for improvement. And that's why I use, does this work? Why or why not? And then, is the theme and narrative consistent and flow? Because that's the area where I'm challenged by or where I know there's the most room for improvement. And then I copy right here, copy and paste in the message of what I have. And what it'll say is, here's your strengths, here's your considerations. Does it work? Boom, yes. And I consistently use this same prompt over and over again with all of my writing. And you can see this again. I'm sharing this to my LinkedIn audience. Does this work? Why or why not? Is the theme and narrative consistent and flow? So the key in this, and a lot of people fail on this, is I write first, then I use ChatGPT as a world-class editor, not using ChatGPT to create my writing and then saying, why do I sound like a robot? If you understand this, this will take you to the moon, because the rest of the world is going to do lowest common denominator. What is the easiest thing that I can do in the least amount of time versus, you know what, I want to increase the quality of what I'm doing. All right, let's move to the next one. And I know this is top of mind for so many people. And this is all around using ChatGPT for content creation. I'm going to share 3 different examples for you. And this one right here is oh so simple. And I use ChatGPT to help me write podcast scripts. So one of my podcasts is called Leadership DNA, where we dive into various leadership topics and we reverse engineer the DNA of what it takes to be a world-class leader. So I created a super prompt for ChatGPT that allows it to, I give it a topic, and then it'll write the script for me. And I'll show you step by step on this. And this is one that we did last month in May. And it was Mental Health Awareness Month. So we did mental health awareness for leaders. And it went ahead and created the script for me. Here's the intro hook. Here's the intro to the episode, the transition to the insight. All right, key insight 1, bullet points. Key insight 2, here's the hook. There's more bullet points. Here's a conversation lead-in, because I've got a co-host. Shout out to my friend Arturo Gomez. So now with this, and by the way, I don't use this word for word. This is more copy paste, throw that into a Google Doc. I text Arturo and say, hey, here's our scripts for the week, and we can go through this. We know what we're going to talk about already, but this helps us if we want a hook, if we want a transition or some bullet points to help get this party started. We even have in here the wrap-up segment. Hey, what's our call to action? Like literally, we don't have to think about anything because we designed this from a world-class standpoint right at the top. So that's number 1. Number 2, and as Tim Grover says in the book, Relentless, everything's labeled number 1 because it's all most important. But man, I am so excited about this one. Shout out to one of my partners, Colin Scotland, for creating this super prompt. We're going to call this transcript to blog post. And you're going to hear a theme with me that when the rest of the world wants lowest common denominator, you create it for me and it creates these generic results. You get generic growth. But one of the things that is going to be a mastery level and where I'm going to win, and so will all of my clients and everybody who's a part of my world, shout out if you're looking for a consistent community and tribe of people who are growing their businesses and life together, go to creatingunlimited.com. We have weekly calls on AI and self-development to help you grow in all areas of your life, creatingunlimited.com. And in this prompt right here, I'll take you through the process. Step 1 is you create a video for YouTube. So similar to what I'm doing right here, because I'm actually going to reverse engineer this process after the fact. So anybody actually looking at this on the blog post form, you're going to see this in action. So you take a video and then you take the transcript of the video, and that's what you're going to put into ChatGPT. And the reason that this is so important is because now you're feeding ChatGPT your words, your language, your information. So don't worry about what this prompt is, because all I do is copy and paste this every single time. What we're looking at here is having ChatGPT give us the key themes and SEO keywords, create a SEO optimized blog post, and some things to consider. And you'll see here, this is the video. It was around 4 phases of time mastery, because right now in Unlimited, we are playing a growth game called the Master of Time Challenge, where we are focusing and being intentional about creating a relationship to time that serves us. So I then pasted in the transcript right here, sharing my 4 phases of time mastery. So all of this has been Rob created content already. And boom, I now want to take this video and turn it into an SEO optimized blog post. And the formula is, here's the title, here's a quote, here's the intro, here are the key takeaways. So if someone's scanning this, it's like, there's the title, there's a quote to hook them, there's an intro, here's the key takeaways, there's 4 of them. And then there's these expanded sections, which sort of drills down into each of the phases of time mastery. Here is the call to action right here. And here is the SEO keywords. Boom. So now I have a completely SEO optimized blog post based on something that I've already created. And the mastery level tip on all of this is most companies and entrepreneurs and coaches are going to fail because they're just going to say, hey, ChatGPT, write me the article on time mastery, instead of saying, this is what I know and can share around how I live time mastery. Now help extract all of the best nuggets and put that into a package that I know can help someone on their journey. And of course, that created version 1.0. And I just said, hey, for the expanded sections, can you please include each of the phases in there? Because I'm thinking about you watching or listening to this. Here's phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'll actually show you, for anybody who's watching this, what the blog post ended up looking like. So right here, time mastery, creating an abundant relationship to time. There's a quote, there's the intro, here's the video, here's the takeaways, 4 phases of time mastery. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, next steps, call to action to join Unlimited at the end. So that is how I am doing that for every single blog post or podcast, and how I'm creating content that'll then drive my organic SEO strategy. And the next part of this is creating images. And this is so simple, and it's also super fun. And a lot of people just don't know that this is a possibility in ChatGPT, because it has DALL-E built into it. So if you're using the plus version, you can create images. So here's the simplest one. Create an image of a cartoon piece of bacon riding a flying sheep across a rainbow in a tropical scene. Vibrant colors, dynamic. Boom. There's an image. Well, am I going to use that for my brand? Actually, yes, in the way that I teach ChatGPT. Why? Because this is fun. This is creative. But you can also use this for designing images on a landing page or on social media. Now, whether it's you, a team member, or a virtual assistant, imagine having the capabilities of creating images in your toolbox. So, last thing here is going to be about everyday life, the ways that you use ChatGPT. And the reason that I put this here is because what are you not asking ChatGPT to do? And the more that you see it and you increase your awareness of ChatGPT and the possibilities of how it can help you, the better off you're going to be. So I live in Sarasota, Florida. I've only lived here for 2 years. I've never had a pool before in my life, but now we have one. So I'm sitting there about to clean the pool, and I was like, wait a second, should I brush the pool or skim it first? Seems like a logical question because I don't know the order. Boom. ChatGPT helps answer that for me. Here's another example right here. Is a simple one. Having it create a bullet point list of dates for you. So one of the campaigns we're running right now is called Unlimited Summer. You can go to robcressy.com/summer if you're interested in participating. And what we're doing is we're creating our best summer ever by being intentional about how we are filling up each of the buckets of each week so that we shine brighter in our business, in our life, and the way that we use AI. So I just say, I want you to give me a bullet point date list of every week, starting May 20th through September 2nd. Only put the start date of the week, put it in a format so I can copy and paste it. Boom, there it is. And I'll give you one last example, a simple one. If I can find something here, and it looks like ChatGPT is on the fritz for me. Let's see here. What else we can find that can... Oh, nice and simple. Grilling a flank steak. How do I grill a 1.75 pound flank steak at 450? How long I like medium rare or medium. I then actually include a picture of it to help ChatGPT better understand this. Boom, it'll give me the exact example or what to do, the instructions. So here's the key. No longer do I go to Google to try and search for something because now I have to search for the answers. Instead, I go straight to ChatGPT and it will give me the answers. So those are the 5 best ways to use ChatGPT to grow your business based on my experience. You follow those principles, you follow those mindsets, you will be adding so much growth to your business. And once again, I would love to be a champion for you on your journey with ChatGPT and AI for growing your business. If you're interested in having a champion or an expert in your corner for yourself or your team, hit me up, rob@robcressy.com, or on LinkedIn and Instagram @robcressy. Sending tons of good vibes your way. Hope you have yourself an amazing rest of the day.